Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Pennsylvania Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. We are super excited to have you tonight. We're powered by StriveScan, and my name is Sibel Rasim. I will be your facilitator. Remember, tonight's Virtual College Fair has 6 institutions here to tell you a little bit about themselves. And remember, this is just an appetizer. So there's so much to learn about these institutions, but they only have a few minutes to tell you a little bit about themselves. So make sure that you're taking some notes, or maybe checking out the recording, which I'll tell you about in a second, and then also ask those questions. Now, speaking about questions, use that Q&A button in your Zoom toolbar to type in your questions to the presenters at any time, okay? So please ask those questions. Do not wait until the last minute. We will not be having a live Q&A at the end. So the presenters will be asking or answering your questions all throughout. So do not wait until the last minute to ask those questions. Also, if you could do us a favor and please put the institution's name within the question, just so we all know who the question goes to, that would be awesome. Also, the panelists cannot see or hear you. You are muted and your video is turned off. So again, super important to be asking those questions and get whatever information you need from tonight's 45-minute session. Also, look out for the chat. Our panelists and presenters could be putting information in the chat, like contact information or links they want you to check out. So please periodically check out the chat as well. Now, there are a lot of other college presentations that are going to be offered. So go ahead and sign up for more sessions. There is another session happening in the next time slot for this particular virtual college fair. And then last but certainly not least, maybe mom missed out on this evening. Maybe a friend wants to check things out too, or maybe you just want to relive the fun with us. Well, you could do that. A recording will be available within the next few business days. All of the sessions are recorded and they will be available at strivescan.com/Pennsylvania. So go ahead and check those out. Now, without further ado, I'd love to get started. First up, we have LIM College.
Thanks so much. I'm going to share my screen. Oh, there you go. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen. Perfect. Awesome. As soon as this loads. Perfect. So, hi everyone. My name is Kara Schilder. I'm an admissions counselor and an academic advisor here at LIM College. Just a brief introduction to LIM College. We are a business fashion college located right in the heart of Midtown Manhattan. We are a private 4-year institution, but we also have some 2-year degrees, so I'll get there right about now. So all of our 4-year programs are listed right up here. Our biggest, most popular, most versatile program is our fashion merchandising program. Our most creative major is our visual studies program. We do not have a design program here at LIM because we are a business fashion school. So visual studies is where most of the designing will be housed. That's digital design, interior design, all of that good stuff. Next is marketing. It's a little bit self-explanatory, but it's really working about who your target audience is, how to reach them within the fashion industry. Management, pretty similar, learning about that office structure from the ground up within the fashion industry itself. International business, if you guys have ever heard of, companies like Gucci, Coach, even Coca-Cola. The fashion industry is so much bigger than you really think it is. It's not just about designing clothes and apparel. It's really about how those clothes get from the store onto your body and everything retail in between. So that becomes really important throughout all of our majors. Our most recent major is our fashion media program, really working with the media world and like that digital and print landscape, working with magazine layouts, fashion PR, things kind of along those lines. Last but not least is our business of fashion major. This is specifically for transfers. So for those of you who aren't necessarily ready to commit to that 4-year institution, whether it's personal, financial, academic reasons, we are very transfer friendly. Business of fashion might be something for you to look into. It's where you earn your associate's degree elsewhere and you come back to LIM. We'll take all of those credits and apply it toward your bachelor's degree. As mentioned, we do also have 2-year programs by form of the associate's degree for fashion merchandising and fashion merchandising and management. Unlike other fashion schools, you actually don't have to go directly into that associate's degree and reapply for the bachelor's. Whereas if the bachelor's is your main goal, we'll push you right through to that 4-year program. This picture right here you can see is from a visual studies classroom in the studio working with your hands. At LIM, we always make a joke that the I in LIM stands for internship. It does not, but it should, because we do have a very successful internship program. Experiential education and hands-on learning is really one of the biggest values that LIM holds true. Here's just a couple places that our students have interned and then go on to work. You are required to take 3 internships during your time here. Your first internship is either during your freshman or sophomore year, second being your sophomore or junior year, and your third is your senior co-op, that you will work 40 hours a week in the field of your choosing, and on Friday you're a student. That kind of gives you that perfect hybrid between that personal and professional growth opportunities. And you can see that it did lead to 94% of our students employed from our class of 2020. Keep in mind that that is the class that graduated during a pandemic. So clearly our internship program is not only important, but very successful. Looking at LIM at a glance, we do have a pretty small campus. We have about 1,100 undergraduate students on our campus, but that really does allow for that student to faculty ratio to remain relatively small. All of our faculty and staff has worked in the industry prior to teaching at LIM or while teaching at LIM. So you're really learning about the fashion industry from industry leaders themselves. You're having that opportunity to take that theory that you're learning in the classroom and bringing it into practice when you actually go to your internship yourself. We have a very diverse student body, as you can see with the different states and countries represented on our campus. Now's the time to take those pictures for mom and dad who couldn't make it tonight. Take a screenshot for your later reference. Our 2021-2022 estimated tuition is just about $29,000. If that number seems a little bit big to you, do not panic. 81% of our students do receive financial assistance, whether that's through our academic achievement scholarships or through the federal, the free application for federal student aid. If you've never heard of a FAFSA, feel free to email me, whether it's for LIM or another school. I am more than happy to talk to you a little bit about financial literacy. Super important in the college process. Our FAFSA code is right there. And for my juniors in the room, it does open on October 1st. For my seniors in the room, let's chat. You should already be filling it out. All of our students who apply for LIM are considered upon acceptance for a merit-based scholarship. So we do our best to see how we can help you out. Speaking of applications, we are not on the common application. Rather, you do have to go to limcollege.edu in order to open up that online application. All we require is that high school transcript. If you took any additional college courses, please send them in. They are part of your academic history, therefore they are important. We do not require an essay anymore, only short answers. Specifically pertaining to where you see yourself in the fashion industry and where the fashion industry could use you. We are test optional, so you feel free to send them in if you did well. If you can't get to a testing center, you took them, you don't want me to see them, feel free to keep them. For my juniors in the room, early action does open in August, so let's stay in touch. And the deadline is November 15th. The only difference in the early action application is that we do require an interview, but it's really just more time to spend with me. And for any of my international students in the room, there are some international requirements on the board as well. If you are a junior in the room, you're a senior in the room, you're getting ready to apply, I'm going to drop my email in the chat, and you've just earned yourself a fee waiver. And there's my timer. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. I'm going to drop my email in the chat and hope to hear from you soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much. If you have any questions for LIM College, go ahead and please put it in that Q&A. Next up, we have Central Penn College.
There we go. Hi, my name is Amy Rowcliffe, and I am one of the high school outreach coordinators at Central Penn College. We are a career-focused educational institution, so that means that we are really putting all of our focus and energy into making sure that our students end up in their chosen career upon graduation. So I wanted to start by just showing you some of the things that people love about Central Penn, just to kind of give you a quick overview, and as Sibel said, kind of a teaser, a taste of what our school's about. We actually operate on a different calendar. We have 4 11-week terms with 2-week breaks in between those terms. So that means you can graduate in May or June, and then you can get started with us the first week in July and really get a head start on your education. We still are able to accept students for that summer start. So if you're looking to still make some plans, seniors, we can get you started in our July term, or our fall term doesn't start until October, so we can get you moving through that. Our student to faculty ratio is 15:1, which is a great ratio, and our faculty has worked or they continue to work in the fields that they teach. So they're bringing that expertise to the classroom every day. We have online and in-person classes, and we've been online since 2004. So it was real easy for us to pivot when we needed to go to fully online, but we also have the opportunity for students to be on campus, getting that hands-on education. We have stackable degrees. So if you decide to start with a certificate or a 2-year degree, you can start with that and then it will roll right into the next degree for you. We do have a housing scholarship, which means that you can receive your room and rent for up to 2 years. And that is renewable for an additional 2 years as long as you meet the criteria. So that means you're only paying for utilities and your meal plan. So it's a great savings for you. We're really trying to make sure that students can have that on-campus residential experience. We are considered one of the most affordable colleges in PA. And we do have sports and activities on campus to keep you busy and to have that well-balanced collegiate life. We have plenty of academic support because we want to make sure that if you have made that commitment to go to college, you actually have the opportunity to make the most of it, and we're giving you all that support. I'm just going to briefly go through our certificate programs, our associate degree programs, and our bachelor's degree programs. You can see that they are very career focused and really are focusing on getting you out into the workforce as quickly as possible. We also have some agreements with other colleges to get you your master's degree in a shorter amount of time, saving you time and money. Now, explaining our accelerated terms. We're 11-week terms with a 2-week break. So summer, fall, winter, spring. We're going to give you a scholarship just for getting the head start with that summer term that I talked about. And those accelerated terms mean that you can earn your certificate in as little as 9 months. Your associate's degree, rather than 2 years, you could earn it in as little as 15 months plus your internship. And your bachelor's degree, instead of 4 years, you could earn it in 3 years plus your internship. And that internship is work experience. So you're not only graduating with your degree, you're graduating with work experience on your resume. As I said, we've got plenty of activities in athletics to keep you busy and to keep those interests going. So make sure you check those out on our website. And we do have some great campus amenities. And I want to encourage all of you, I'm going to give you the QR code to take a virtual tour of our campus, but to make sure that you visit all the campuses you're interested in, try to get there in person. We are offering in-person tours, so we want to make sure that you have a chance to see what it's like. Again, we want to make sure that when you're on campus, you have that support. So we've got advisors that help you plan your schedule each term and keep you on track for graduation. We also have a counseling department that will help you if you're just struggling a little bit or trying to make that transition from high school to college. Our learning center is available to help you with study skills, essay and writing skills, if you're struggling in a class a bit. And we have our Office of Equity and Multicultural Affairs to make sure that everyone feels welcome and included. Our campus housing is unique. We have what we call our super suites. So it's 7 students sharing a common area, but each of those 7 students has their very own room. So you've got the best of both worlds. You've got that community atmosphere with your suite mates, but your own place that you can go into to shut the door and decorate the way you want to. We also have free parking, and students are allowed to bring their car on campus from the very first day. As I mentioned, we've got our housing scholarship that is available to all students. It will be for 8 consecutive terms or 2 years, and that means that you can get by with not paying room or rent. You'll just be paying your utilities and your meal plan. And if you meet this criteria, that housing scholarship is renewable, so it would cover the entire time that you're on campus. Now, I just want to briefly talk about graduate success. 90.6% of our graduates were employed in their chosen field or continuing their education within a year of graduation. So it's real important to notice that distinction, that it's their chosen field. So if they're, a physical therapist assistant upon graduation, that's what they're employed as. or an IT person who graduates with a bachelor's degree might be a network engineer at a major company. Our admissions process is simple. It's a free application. We need an essay. We are test optional, and we do require an interview. Here is the QR code for our virtual tour, but we are offering on-campus tours. And here is my information, which I will also put in the chat for you. Thank you so much for your time.
Awesome, thank you so much. If you have any questions for Central Penn College, please put it in the Q&A. And next up, we have Neumann University.
All right, welcome everyone. My name is Andrew. I am one of the admissions counselors at Neumann University. So a little bit about Neumann. We are a small private Catholic school in Aston, Pennsylvania. And just a couple of things here. So we definitely do strive for excellence here, and we were ranked among the best regional universities in the North, as well as ranked number 8 among regional universities in Pennsylvania for social mobility, which means that we really do recognize success at graduating economically disadvantaged students. A couple other accolades that we have as well. We were College of Distinction for the 2020-2021 year, a Catholic School of Distinction, a Pennsylvania School of Distinction, and also distinction for our business programs, career development, education, and nursing programs as well. Some numbers for you. We, like I said, we are a small school. We have about 2,400 undergrads, 40 academic programs, 22 is the average class size, 14:1 student to faculty ratio. We have 4 residence halls, 24 Division III sports, and 100% of our students complete an internship or field experience, and that's 100% of those majors, and 99% of our students receive some form of financial aid. The biggest takeaway from this slide is going to be that average class size and ratio. You really get that unique and personal experience here at Neumann. I'm actually an alumni, and I'm getting that as an employee like I did as a student as well. These are all of our programs. Some of our really popular ones are going to be biology, a couple of different tracks, anything in the business world, communications, criminal justice. Nursing is really big for us, health sciences. We have a couple pre-professional programs as well. So like pre-law, pre-engineering, pre-pharmacy, and education is a big one for us as well. So we have pretty much a lot of different options to choose from. So academic resources here at Neumann, we completely got a grant to completely redo all of our resources. So now they're essentially located in our main building. It's called the Hub now. So that's tutoring, writing services, disability services. So if you have an IEP in high school, you can still get that in college as well. We have academic coaching, which is like a second advisor. We have career and personal development that is partnered with our study abroad as well. And these are all free of charge. So you definitely take advantage of this and get help before you need it. Like I said, we are Division III, and it really works well with your schedule. Even if you have a very demanding major, like say nursing or education, this is very structured. The coaches understand that you are you're a student athlete and you are a student first. If you need to come late to practice, leave early, things like that, study for a test, they do understand. We have it at the varsity level. We have club teams as well as intramurals, or you can just be a spectator. However you want to be involved, we have that option. So applying to Neumann is super easy. We are on the Common App as well as our own application. It's going to open August 1st. All we need is your official high school transcript, and we are going to be completely test optional starting in the fall. Even our pre-professional majors as well as our nursing major is going to be test optional. And we have an early action deadline of December 1st. So if you give us everything that we need by then, we can give you a decision before Christmas. Other than that, we are rolling admission. You definitely feel free to send those test scores though, because we do have a no harm policy. So I'm going to give you the merit scholarship. It's going to be higher with or without those scores. And feel free to send an essay, letters of recommendation. We will look at everything and look at you as a whole person. These are our merit scholarships. So this is based on your GPA or your GPA and your test scores. So anywhere from 10 to 19,000 was our range this year. It could change a little bit next year, but this is what you would be looking at if you're looking at your GPA right now. We have a couple additional scholarships as well. So if you go to a Catholic high school, we give a Catholic high school grant. Nursing award if you're gonna be a nursing student, residential grant, legacy award. So if your mom, dad, brother, sister, grandma, grandpa went to Neumann, you would get this. And if you're a first generation grant, so if you are the first student, first person in your family to go for a bachelor's degree, you would get this. These are all renewable all 4 years and all stack on top of your merit scholarship as well. And that is everything. I will definitely put my contact information in the chat. We are offering in-person tours as well, so definitely come check us out every day at 2 p.m. Thanks.
Awesome, thank you so much. If you have any questions for Neumann University, please put it in the Q&A. And next up we have Xavier University.
Hello, and thank you so much. It's nice to be meeting all of you virtually this evening. My name is Erin Melody. I am one of 3 counselors at Xavier who work with students from Pennsylvania, and we all look forward to working with you over the cycle ahead. Xavier is located in Cincinnati, Ohio. Our metro area is home to just over 2 million people and is consistently ranked as a top city for college grads by Smart Asset. Our students utilize the city as an extension of our campus academically, socially, culturally, and professionally. Our campus is located within the city limits, but it's a very traditional college campus, sort of on the outskirts of the city. It's approximately a 10-minute drive from the heart of downtown. We are home to about 5,000 full-time undergraduates, a medium-sized school with a small-sized school feel. Xavier has a 12-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio and an average class size of 21. Our students choose from about 90 different majors and programs in one of 4 colleges: Arts and Sciences, the Williams College of Business, our School of Professional Sciences, and our School of Nursing, which is direct entry and is housed in the newest building, the Health United building, also affectionately known as the Hub. At Xavier, we are incredibly proud of our 98% success rate. What this means is that within 6 months of graduation, 98% of our students are employed in a job that requires a bachelor's degree, are enrolled full-time in graduate school, or are participating in a long-term service commitment like the military or the Peace Corps. How do we achieve that success? Every student arriving at Xavier has their own success team. As you can see on this slide, there are 4 coaches. They are there to be your support network, to assist you in making the transition to college life, to guide you in your major, to connect you with mentors, research opportunities, and internships, and to keep you on track to graduate and successfully move on to that next phase of your life. You will find Xavier on the Common Application, and there is no application fee. We are a rolling decision school with a priority deadline of December 1st. You will receive your admission and initial scholarship decision usually within 2 to 4 weeks of your application becoming complete, and we start rolling those out usually in October each year. Our middle 50% on GPA is a 3.2 to a 3.9 weighted. But most importantly for this year, Xavier continues to be test optional. When asked what is a typical Xavier student, my usual reply, a Xavier student is an engaged student. Our students are involved in a variety of activities, including study abroad. We have 75 locations on 6 continents. Honors programs, we have 5. Community service, both in Cincinnati and around the globe, and participating in one of our 170 different clubs and organizations that range from ethnic and social groups to interest and hobby groups to a wonderfully successful intramural club sport program. In the middle of campus, you'll also find the Cintas Center, home of Xavier basketball, where student tickets are free and our extreme fans camp out for the big game tickets. Xavier, what makes Xavier special? Xavier is special because of our community. As our mascot D'Artagnan, the Musketeer would say, all for one and one for all. As you can see here, the 2nd largest class in Xavier's history arrived on campus last August in the midst of the pandemic from across the country. 1,300 students with wonderfully diverse backgrounds, and we're looking forward to welcoming an even more diverse class this August. We are a residential campus with housing required and guaranteed for the first 2 years. 90% of our students live on campus or within a 5-block radius of campus during their 4 years. Students are allowed to have students are allowed to have cars on campus all 4 years as well. There is access to the city by public transportation, as well as student shuttles for activities, and rideshare, of course. I encourage you to explore our campus further. We are open for visitors in person on weekdays all summer, or we have our virtual offerings. As you can see on the slide here, we have our fantastic Making a Musketeer site, which is designed especially for students in the college search process. Should you have any questions or would like to set up an individual appointment, you can find your counselor through the Making a Musketeer site. Thank you so much, and moving on.
Awesome. Thank you so much. If you have any questions for Xavier University, please put it in the Q&A down at the bottom of your Zoom toolbar. Next up, we have William and Mary.
Hi, great, thanks. And glad to be here. And I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. Always great to be with folks from Pennsylvania. For those of you who may not be familiar with where we are located, we are in South Central Virginia, in Williamsburg, historic Williamsburg, Virginia. That puts us about 5-hour drive from Philadelphia, just over a 4-hour drive to Harrisburg, and probably just over 6 hours to Pittsburgh. So not too far, just about 2.5 hours south of Washington, D.C. You can see we are the second oldest institution of higher learning in the United States. The building that you see on the front here is actually the oldest college building in the United States. It dates to about 1699. So you can imagine we have a lot of traditions, which are really a lot of fun. So that's one of the things I think our students really enjoy. And the picture here on this slide is part of our opening convocation event, when all the students are welcomed onto campus by the entire college community. So just to tell you a little bit about William and Mary, we are a medium-sized public institution. Obviously, we were founded as a British institution before the United States existed. And we were actually a private college until 1906. So we have only been a public institution in the Commonwealth of Virginia since that time. So technically a private school longer than we've been a public school. We do fight it out with the University of Pennsylvania on who is the oldest university in the United States. We have the nation's oldest law school on campus, but you can see that we're primarily undergraduate institution. We have about 6,400 undergraduate students and only about 2,400 graduate students, and most of those are actually off campus. So we have, we think, sort of the best aspects of a smaller liberal arts and science institution, and many of the benefits of a larger public research institution. So small enough that you walk everywhere around campus. We don't have a bus system or anything of that sort. It's very easy to get around our campus, but you're going to always see somebody you know and then somebody you don't know. So great opportunities to meet a lot of people. We are an international institution. We have students from all 50 states and more than 60 foreign countries. You know, even though we are a state school and about 65% of our students are from Virginia, the fact that we're near Washington, D.C., many of our Virginia students are third culture students or military families, State Department families. So they actually have a lot of sort of other experiences that really enhance the academics and the undergraduate experience here at William and Mary. So we do act and look a lot like a small liberal arts and science institution. We do have an 11-to-1 student faculty ratio, and we don't use graduate students to teach classes. So 100% of your courses will be taught by our faculty, and over half of our classes are under 50 students. So we're also a little unique in terms of the amount of research that our students do. Again, because we do have that great small class size and interaction with faculty, and the fact that obviously all of our faculty do research, they utilize our undergraduates to a great degree to assist them with their programs. So upwards of 80% of our students will graduate having done out of class work, faculty mentored research. And that's pretty darn high. I've not seen anybody higher in that regard. William and Mary is also the top public institution in the United States for the percentage of students who study abroad. So over 60% of our students will study abroad, and in a typical year, they're in 68 different countries. So you can definitely go through our own programs or go through other college programs. So a lot of great opportunities. When you apply to William & Mary, you don't apply to any particular program. We're not separated by schools in the application process. So basically you come in officially undecided, but you can certainly know exactly what you want to do when you get there. But we do have about 100 programs, majors and minors to choose from. So you officially do not declare that major till the end of the sophomore year. So plenty of time to explore some of those new and exciting areas that you're probably really looking forward to in that college experience. And that's part of the fun of college. There's so many new things to experience. So, you know, take advantage of that freshman year to really explore some of those areas. If you're like William & Mary students, you're probably very intellectually curious and academically really strong. You know, we had about 17,500 applications this last year for a class size of about 1,600 students. So it's a competitive process, a highly competitive process, but you know, most of our students are going to be in the top 10% of their class. If there's a class ranking, our typical mid 50% on a GPA, weighted GPA would be a 4.0 to a 4.4. Our mid SATs this past year, probably in the 1,340 to 1,500 range. On the ACT, that's like a 31 to a 34. We are test optional. We have committed to test optional for 3 years during the pandemic, but we expect to stay test optional moving forward. So you will have that option to choose moving forward. Obviously not all about academics. We have over 450 clubs and organizations at our school, and given our size, that's a heck of a lot of clubs and organizations. So you name it, you can get involved with it. If it's not there, get a club started, and that's how you end up with almost 500 clubs and organizations. So a very, very busy campus. Our kids are just very active. They're passionate about something academic, and they're passionate about something outside of the classroom as well. So we are open for tours starting next week. So hope you can come down and visit us. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. If you have any questions for William and Mary, please put it in the Q&A. All right, next up we have the Catholic University of America.
All right, thanks so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Rita Murphy. I am a senior admission counselor here at Catholic University in Washington, D.C. So just to give everyone an overview, like we all have been doing, give you a snapshot of what Catholic University is. We've got about 3,100 undergrad students and about 2,600 graduate and law students. About 80% of our students self-identify as Catholic. So while we are the Catholic University of America, a large number of our students are Catholic and choose to dive into that faith life in their undergrad. But we're welcoming to students of all faith backgrounds. Our campus ministry center has resources for both Catholic and non-Catholic students. So we don't require Mass. We get that question a lot, but we are welcoming students of all backgrounds. We have 30% ethnic diversity on campus and 8% international students. We'll dive into our academics on the next slide, but we have over 70 majors and 60 minors and certificates. So definitely no shortage of options academically. And a lot of our students choose to study abroad as well. We've got over 115 study abroad programs in 37 different countries. One of our big programs is our flagship program in Rome. So it's Catholic University in Rome. We have our own faculty and buildings down the street from the Vatican. So it's a really cool chance for students to basically take Catholic University and just bring it abroad with you. In the classroom, we have an average class size of about 19 to 21 students, student to faculty ratio of about 10 to 1. So on that smaller side of a liberal arts school. And we've got over 31 campus research centers on campus. So Catholic was actually started as a graduate research institution and then later introduced its undergrad courses. So our undergrads have a really unique opportunity to be surrounded by graduate level research and study right here on campus, which is a really exciting opportunity for them to get involved in starting as soon as even freshman year. So we are in DC itself. I do get that question a lot as well. We're in the neighborhood of Brookland, if you are familiar with DC. We're in the Northeast, and we're about 3.5 miles away from the National Mall. So that's, downtown, what you might picture when you think of DC, the monuments, the memorials, all of the government buildings, the Smithsonian museums, all of that is just a couple stops on the train ride away. So while we are in the city, we're still a residential campus with about 176 acres of green space. So it's definitely still that residential traditional campus feel on campus, and you can choose to integrate the city, as much as you would like. A lot of our students do choose to take part in that, whether that's internships, jobs, going out to brunch, going to a show downtown, a sports game, you name it, whatever you'd like to do. But we're definitely not a type of campus that you have to leave to find something to do. We have over 100 student clubs and organizations to get involved in. There's always something going on campus, as well as our D3 athletics teams. So we've got our all of our fields right up the road. And if you're interested in playing a sport, if you are a junior or below, I do encourage you to get in touch with our coaches and start that recruitment process. So these are our 9 schools of undergraduate study. I do encourage you to dive into these a little bit more deeply, depending on your interests, but a couple things I will mention: in the School of Arts and Sciences, the Bush School of Business, and the School of Engineering, we do have an exploratory option. So while there are lots of options within these schools, you don't have to choose one just yet. You have until second semester sophomore year to declare that. And for our School of Nursing, it's our most competitive program. You can't transfer into that once you've started at school here. So if you have any interest in studying nursing, apply as a nursing major, and you can always switch out if you find it's not the right choice for you. And for our Rome School of Music, Drama, and Art, we do require an audition for the Bachelor of Music programs. So just something to think ahead on if that is of interest to you, looking at deadlines and the application process in addition to the common application. And then just to give you a little bit of an overview of the support you'll be getting on campus, we have the Center for Academic and Career Success. So in addition to your academic advisor, you're going to receive an advisor within this department on campus who will be with you for all 4 years. And they're going to be the ones helping you pick your classes before freshman year, choose your major, look for internships, find all those opportunities that we say there are in DC, but help you, get there, take those next steps. And they're really just there for you step by step throughout the process until your graduation day. And just to give you a little bit of an overview, this is what we require for our application. We do use the Common App. So the Common App essay, we have an optional Catholic University statement that you can choose to fill out, which is just another way for us to hear your voice and why you're interested in coming to Catholic. We do offer interviews, and we're just looking to get to know you and your application. We do recalculate GPA to a 4.0 scale, so any weight in honors AP classes is taken out, but then we look at the strength of your curriculum in the strength of that transcript at your individual high school. We don't have an application fee, and we are test blind. So we used to be test optional, but we are no longer reviewing test scores at all as a part of the application process. And here's just a timeline similar to some of our other schools. We have the early decision 1 and early action deadline on November 1st, and then early decision 2 and regular decision in January. So up to you, which date you'd like to get started on. And lastly, we do offer merit awards. So this is merit based on that GPA and that strength of curriculum. Parish scholarship, if you attend a Catholic parish, is $4,000 a year. And the legacy grant is $1,000 a year if you've had a parent, sibling, or grandparent attend Catholic. And these two are very important. They're asked about in the Common App, and we can't change it later. So I'd just like to highlight those. But all students are considered for merit and honors upon application. There's no additional essay. And like the other schools, we are offering in-person tours all summer, so I definitely encourage you to come on by. I can send the link in the chat as well, or you can scan it right from here. But thanks so much.
Awesome, thank you so much. If you have any questions for the Catholic University of America, go ahead and please put it in the Q&A. If all of my presenters and panelists can join me via video, that would be awesome. I have a quick question for you all. Give me 1 second to put it up, and we will just go in super duper quick rounds here. My question for you all is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we do have a few extra minutes left in our virtual college fair, so I'd really love if you all could give us your expertise. We'll just go in round robin order, in presentation order, with LIM College going first.
Awesome, thank you. I actually love this question because I wish that somebody had given me a little bit of advice when going through. My biggest advice to you is to keep in touch with your admissions counselor. They will have all of the answers to all of the questions that you are wondering, all of the questions that you are Googling, may be different for you than they are for the person that sits next to you in math and the person that sits next to you in English. Talk to your admissions counselor. They will help you the best. And so we've all dropped our contact information. Shoot us an email, shoot us all a text. I feel like we're all pretty tech savvy at this point.
Awesome, thank you. Central Penn College?
Sure. I would say the biggest piece of advice, and again, like Kara, that I wish I had had, is think about what your goal is after college. I know it's hard to make that decision when you're 17 or 18 years old, but really try to think about that. Focus on what your end goal is so that you are able to find the college experience that will work the best to meet that goal.
Awesome advice, thank you. Neumann University?
I would say visit like all the colleges that you're interested in, because you're not going to know what what's the best, environment for you, whether it's a small school, big school, public, private. You don't know until you step on the campus and get that feeling. So definitely visit all these different colleges and see what's the best fit for you.
Awesome, thank you so much. Xavier University?
My piece of advice would just be to not get stressed out about the whole thing. It's very easy to fall down that rabbit hole. I promise you, there are thousands of colleges out there. You're going to find a great home. So just take the process, enjoy the process. This is something that should be a little bit of fun as you're going through as well, because it's a great time to think about your future and find a good fit.
Thank you so much. William and Mary?
So Aaron stole my answer. So to just to elaborate on that a little bit, I think it's important for you all to know that your success in life is not determined by the college you attend. So, again, take that time. The beauty of the American higher ed system is that we have more options than anywhere in the world, and you can access those options at many, many different times and levels than anywhere else in the world. So, take advantage of that and, use the resources that you have. We're all here to help you, and so are your counselors and folks at your school.
Awesome, thank you. And the Catholic University of America?
All great advice so far. So I guess the only thing I would add is I always like to tell students to take a lot of notes during your college admission process. After you go to a college visit or do, a night like tonight, make a couple notes in a notebook or even on your phone, just somewhere that you can, look back in a couple months when you're deciding where to apply or writing maybe those additional essays and things like that. And you can remember, what stuck out to you at different schools.
Awesome, thank you so much. I know I learned a thing or two, and I hope our attendees did as well. So thank you all, my panelists and presenters, for being here. Now, my attendees, thank you also for being here. Again, remember, we started off this virtual college fair saying that this was just an appetizer, very, very quick 45-minute virtual college fair. And so it is now your time to take that information, take that contact info, those links they put in the chat, and go ahead and dig deep and try to figure out a little bit more about these schools and see what you like to see. All right, now with that said, a couple other things before you leave. After you close this window, a very quick 4-question survey will appear. Give us some feedback. We really do appreciate it. And just like it says on the screen, it is very quick, okay? Sign up for more sessions. There's another time slot going on for the next session. Again, more colleges and universities to check out. And then last but not least, if you'd like to relive the fun, a recording will be available at strivescan.com/Pennsylvania. All right, you all, thank you again so much, and I hope you have a great night. Bye, everybody.